Hi students, happy morning to all. Welcome to ninth standard video. Today we are going to see about ninth standard English Unit 7 su- Supplementary Reader The Christmas Truce. Unit 7 Supplementary Reader The Christmas Truce Aaron Shepard. This video is the continuation of the last video. Okay students, shall we move? The Christmas Truce Aaron Shepard. Name one festival which you like the most. Name one festival which you like the most. I like Christmas the most. You? Because it is celebration of Christ's birth. How do you celebrate that festival? Already I heard asked these questions, but once again I want to remembering you. How do you celebrate that festival? By wearing new dress, distributing sweets to orphanage and old age home. Narrate a memorable incident which happened during that celebration. On Christmas Day, a press reporter took video of our Christmas script. That month end, we received a special prize for the best script. Our Christmas script appeared in Sun TV. Okay, students, the Christmas truce. This piece set during World War I highlights the beauty of unlikely friendship and fellowships. It is a British soldier's letter to his sister on how all enmity was forgotten as Britain and German soldiers celebrated Christmas together. It has been a terrible writing knowing that any moment on artillery shell might land and explode beside us in the explode beside them in the trench, killing or maiming gentlemen, and in daylight not daring to lift their hair above ground for fear of a snipper's bullet. And the rain gets collected right in their trenches where they must bail it out with pots and pan, and with the rain the mud has come. A good food or deeper. It's splattered and cakes everything constantly sucks at their pots. During the day there was little shailing on refill fire from either side. And as darkness fell on our Christmas Eve, the shooting spotted entirely our first complete silence in month. They hoped it might promise a peaceful holiday, but did not count on it. They had been told the Germans might attack and try to catch them off guard. They went to the dugout to rest, and lying on any cot, their friend John was shaking horror. He grabbed his rifle, stumbled out into the trench, and stuck his head cautiously above the sandbag. He never hoped to see a stranger and more lovely sight. Blusters of tiny lights were shining all along the German line, left on right as far as the eye could see. With all this, we could not help feeling curious about the German soldiers across the way. After all, they faced the same dangers we did and slogged about in the same muck. Their first trench was only 50 yards from theirs. Between them lay no man's land bordered on both sides by barbed wire. Yet they were close enough, they sometimes heard their voices. They hated them when they killed their friends, but other times they joked about them and almost felt they had something in common. And now it forms, they feel the same. Just yesterday morning, Christmas Eve day, they had their first good freeze cold as they were. They welcomed it because at least the mud froze solid. Everything was tint, sun shone over everything. Perfect Christmas weather. Next was even more so. English come over. They heard one of them shout, "You know shoot, we know shoot." They're in the trenches. there in the trenches. British soldiers looked at each other in bewilderment. Then one of us shouted jokingly, "You come over here." Then one of them shouted jokingly. To our astonishment, they saw two figures rise from a trench, climb over a barbed wire, and advance across no man's land. One of them called, "Send officer to talk." Their captain climbed out and went to meet the Germans halfway. They heard them talking. Their captain said they had agreed that there will be no shooting before midnight tomorrow. But sentries are to remain on duty and the rest of you stay alert. Christmas truce. And then they hear them singing style natched Heilige Nacht. That means silence night, holy night. When the song finished, the men in our trenches applauded. Yes, British soldiers applauded Germans. Then one of our men started singing, "Or we all join, or we all joined it." The first novel, The Angel Child, say, in truth, they sounded not clearly as good as the Germans with their fire harmonies, but they responded with enthusiastic applauses of their own and then began author. Britain and Germany harmoning across no man's land. They would have thought nothing could be more amazing, but what came across the way? They could make groups starting out of trenches and coming towards us. Then some of us climbed out too, and in minutes there they no man's land, over 100 soldiers and officers on each side, shaking hands with men just hours earlier. Even those who had not conversed could still exchange gifts, their tea for their coffee, their corn meat for their sausage, badges and buttons from uniform changed owners, etc. He was just starting back to the trenches when an old German soldier clutched his arm. "My God," he told him gently, "that's you must ask dear emperor." He looked at him searchingly and said, "Perhaps his friend, but they must also ask our hearts." From the fighting there, it means regrettably little. Decent fellows, those soldiers maybe, but they follow orders, and we do to stop their army and send at home. And never could they strict their duty, but still disputes may arise. But what if our leaders were to offer good wishes in place of warning? All nations say they want peace, yet on this Christmas morning, I wonder if you want it quite enough. So he was lovingly brother talk. So this piece said during World War I highlights the beauty of unlikely friendship and fellowship. It is a British soldier's letter to his sister, and how all enmity was forgotten as British and German soldiers celebrated Christmas soldier. Okay students, I hope you have understood about the Christmas truce supplementary reader. Thank you for watching my video. Have a nice day.